Okay, guys, so we need to recap. We need to finish last week topics, okay? So I will continue because today it's going to be a long journey for you as we're going to learn about chapter 6, where chapter 1 until chapter 6 will be covered for your test. Okay? As for now, my plan for your test is MCQ true false and testing and debugging as far for my plan for this week lah. Okay, as for the test not yet done, okay, that is only my planning. So far, do you have any questions? If you don't ask now, don't tell your lecturer saying that, Miss, Sir, I am so scared about the test as we don't know what will be inside the test. I already informed you it will cover from chapter 1 until chapter 6. It might have MCQ. It's gonna have true false with proper explanations, debugging and testing, and might have some coding. You need to perform the coding. Okay? So I repeat once again, for your test, my plan are to include MCQ, true false with explanations, debugging and tracing, and then along with the code. Okay? Topic that will be covered is chapter 1 until chapter 6, which include today's chapter. Do you have any questions, guys? No? So, as for now, the test has not yet completed. Okay, once it is completed, I will share to all of your lecturers. Okay, so go back and study whatever that I have gave you. The slide, the lab practical, the tutorials. Okay, and the test might be next week or next 2 weeks. It depends on the test paper readiness. Okay, so far, do you have any questions? Student, do you have any questions? KD student, do you have any questions?
No,
Student, do
miss.
you have any questions? No? So let's start with the architectural layer in OOD. This one, I think I already covered last week. Okay. So other than this, we need to know about the object-oriented design principle for the large system. So all of this would be used inside the large system where you will cover for different principle for different usage. Okay, as the first one, you can see the solid, okay, will be used for the robust OOD. Okay, so I hope you know what is solid. And then we go for SRP. They use for only one reason to change. Okay, open close principle, Liskov substitution, interface segregation, and dependency inversion. So all of this will be used inside your large system, which will help you to reduce errors, okay, reduce effort for you to do maintenance in the future. Okay. So this is the differences between the large system and also distributed system. So when we talk about large system, it consists of multiple small scale of system combined into one. That's why it becomes complex and have many modules. Usually we only involve with the software. Okay, example is your ERP system, your banking system that have multi-branches. When we talk about distributed system, it is a communication across your nodes, which will involve many machines. Okay, which is hardware and network. Okay, and then for the example, we would see as it for the cloud platform. Okay, so not every large system is distributed, but most of the distributed system supports large scale application. Okay, are you clear, guys? So
Yes, miss.
next, we have to see the relationship between them because just now I mentioned not all distributed system is a large system, right? So you need to know that in terms of definition, large system often use distributed system to handle their scale. Why? Because a large system is equivalent to big complex software which have a lots of modules and users. Okay, but then when we talk about distributed system, it means that a software that runs across many machines or multiple machine or hardware to make your large system faster, more reliable and scalable. Therefore, that's why I mentioned to you just now, every distributed system can be part of your large system, but not every large system is necessary to be distributed. Okay, so if you see, they would cover in two different focus. Okay, when we talk about large system, it cover more on the software architectures, the modules, and maintainability. While for distributed system, we cover about the communication, coordination, a resource sharing across your nodes. So the nodes here means is your hardware, lah. Okay. And then about the scaling part, when we talk about large scale, it talks about the complexity and functionality that is very high. But for distributed system, they cover about geographical and also computational distribution. Okay, distributed architecture ensures that you enable to use the large scale system to scale. So it can be expanded to many countries, not only inside Malaysia, for example. Okay, as we know, inside Malaysia is already that big. So you imagine it being used across the world. Okay, and then example is your e-commerce platform. You know what is e-commerce platform? What is e-commerce platform? How about cloud platform? What is cloud platform? Okay, so when we have these two systems, ERP system may be run on a cloud or an distributed environment. Okay, that's why your e-commerce can be run on the network. Your e-commerce, they have the online database, so they can be run through online. Okay, While for the goal, as you can see, the connection between them is distributed system can make large system more reliable and scalable. Why? As I mentioned, distributed system, they covers more on the geographical and computational, right? So if you want to make your business bigger, what can you do? Yes, you separate it across the world. So your business can be bigger. Okay? So how does they cooperate? How does they cooperate? So if you look, I separate them into few samples, okay? So system component, for example, the library interface where you do for searching, borrowing, returning. Okay, so this one itself have multiple modules, right? Where it will handle about the modules of the book, the user, and the transaction. So usually this one will covered by the large system. When we talk about cloud-hosted database, okay, it will be stored inside the distributed server, as you know, Firebase. Okay, Firebase, usually people will use it for mobile development, Firebase. Okay, it is used for distributed system. So, for example, the distributed system is your what? WhatsApp, what else? Your Telegram. Okay, so web plus mobile integration. So this one, when we have a web and also your mobile app integration, okay, you have different client accessing one database, which is contributing to large and distributed system, the combination one. So what are they? Mobile and web that both being used. For example, your Maybank to you. What else? Your CIMB. Okay. And then backup and fault tolerance uses replication across your data center using a distributed system. This one, you can go for Google Cloud. Have you heard about Google Cloud? So Google Cloud is one of the syllabus that you will learn later on. Okay, so where you going to have a specialized certification for those who are having the new code. Okay, so the last one is about the design pattern as a bridge. So as we all know, for us to use object-oriented inside your large system, your distributed system, we need to have something, right? So that something act as a bridge. So as you already learned, we have your singleton, which ensure one global instance. Okay. You have your factory where you can manage your object creation complexity. You have your observer, you have your facade, you have your proxy, and you have also your adapter. So all of this pattern design act as a bridge for each of the system that you have learned previously. Okay, their usage would be different. Okay, so that's all for the last week chapters. Okay, so far do you have any questions? I need to cover fast for this chapter because it's just a simple comparison. If you need more notes, you need to Google by yourself. Okay, so let's proceed to the 6. Am I right? So, chapter 6 is all about advanced inside your object-oriented. So, when we talk about advanced, we no longer covered a console display output. Do you remember what is console display output? Is where you run your code, it only display without any graphical user interface. It runs slow. It cannot manage much more things. We talk about advanced, they will cover you are running your program parallelly, which you split your task into a smaller particles. Okay, so in early chapters, you learn how to design your program, right? case of OOP, which all of this technique helps to make your software modular and reusable. But you have to remember, we are human. Human need to solve real world case study, right? So real world case study, does it that simple? Does it only applicable? Okay, today I want to calculate my BMI. Only that? No. So the BMI calculation itself, if in real world scenario they covered, are you a girl or a boy? How old are you? Okay, they will check based on that also. So that one also will have their own calculations. Okay, so different ages people will have different calculation of BMI. Okay, so the things that they will suggest to you also would be different. So that's why you need to have different way for you to handle the data types efficiently. You are able to run the process at the same time so that you can have a faster solution. So beside that, and you're going to get a better display instead of you are displaying to your user using console. Okay, are you like to receive your output in term of a system.out.println hello like that only, or you prefer to have a Windows pop up? Which one you prefer? You want something to be clicked, or you want it to be run on the code? Run on the code. Who prefer to click a button, everything will be settled? Nobody likes about the button. Okay, later on, if I show you about the button clicking, you don't tell me you want to use it later. Okay? So, next, we will see what you will understand. Okay? So, at this part, you will learn how to use a generic and templates inside Java. You will explore about more on concurrency and threading for parallel tasks. You will develop a simple graphical user interface using OOP in Java Swing. Okay? Clear? So, what does advanced OOP means? Advanced OOP is actually the extending the basic principles, which is your 4 pillars. What are your 4 pillars? Encapsulations, inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions, into real-world application that will improve your reusability, safety, and also the performance. But before you going in depth, you need to remember we need to cover 3 main aspects, which is the generic, concurrency, and graphical user interface. Okay, when we talk about generic, it can be reusable. Okay, when it is reusable, it must be safe code. Your code cannot have any errors. Executable when you want to let other people to reuse your code. Concurrency, it means that for your multitasking program. Okay, for example, the task is very big, but your system able to make it done in a shorter time. So they will split your task into a smaller pieces and run them together at the same time. Okay, graphical user interface is more on the visualization apps where you already everything inside the button. Single click can produce all of your output. Okay, so next, what are generic actually? So you need to think a storage block that can safely hold any type of item. And then you just label the type when you want to use it. For example, you have a lot of boxes. Okay, you have boxes A, boxes B. But your boxes A are storing apples. Your boxes B are storing a pen. So you label them, box A is apple box, B is pen boxes. So you can see it clearly. Okay, the differences, even though it is a box, but the inside thingy is different. Okay, so that's why when we said about generic and templates, it will enable you to create your classes, your interfaces, your methods that can be operated on different types. Okay, but the types is already specified by your user, where it will ensure the type safety and the code reusability. Why? Why we need to have all of this? Because it will make us easy to detect the type of errors when you compile, reduce the code duplications, work with different object types safely. So this one, as you can see, this is using the same box. But the boxes that being stored here, the inside of the boxes is different. As you can see, the first box, there was store about integer. The second one, there was store about string. Okay? So let's see the snippet code. Okay, so the first one is with generic. Okay? Wait a minute. One is without generic. Okay, as you can see, what are the difference between these two codes? What can you see? The differences between these two codes. Huh. What are the difference?
String.
So, the string. Yes, about the string. Okay, if you look at here, if we look at the without, okay, the without, we're going to have some issues which they would allow no type safety, where it will cast your thingy in manual way. Okay, the first one, the without one. But when you have a generic version, okay, when you have a generic version, oh sorry, the labeling is wrong, eh? So the labeling is actually in reverse way. The green one is without, the yellow one or the orange one is with. Okay, if you look at the list.add123, this one is actually for you to run without the generic codes. Okay, so when you have a manual way to type, it's allow you to have no type safety. Okay, but then it will cause you a lot of mixing type. Okay, and will cause you runtime errors. But then if you perform with generic part, okay, with generic part, you should not have any issues. Why? Because you have a cleaner code with less casting, which make you easy to maintain, out easy for you to debug where is the problem. Okay? So far, do you have any questions? Let me fix the title for a while. Okay, next. So there will be a key differences. If you look at here, type of safety, it means that they will prevent you invalid type being insert, where only string being allowed inside the array list. You already specify array list string, where it only accepts string. If the user want to input integer, is it allowed? No, it will not allow. Okay, so eliminate casting, where you no need to perform any manual conversion. For example, string s equal to list.get 0. Okay, so reusability, one generic class, it works for all of your data type. For example, the box T. Okay, they can store any type. Okay, readability, easier to understand the type being used, which they already clearly define what are the expectation of data type. Okay, so this is the sample or the format how you write a generic class. Okay, class, and then you have your class name, and then you put an open, close, sharp braces with a T. Okay? Where you will declare your data as a private T data. And then you have your public void set. So this set is considered setter or getter? Setter. Okay, where you set your data, we put it as a setter. If we get a data, we need to return. Okay, if set, you will make it as a setting. This dot data equal to data. It means that we are setting them. Set. We put an equal. Okay, if we set get, you need to return something. Return what? Return your data. Okay, get, it means we are picking up something. Pick. So we need to return. Understand? So, actually the T there, the T that I have labeled here representing a type of parameters where you can label it as string, integer, float, double. Okay, as I mentioned just now, why we need to put it? Because it will help you easy to be maintained, clearer code to help you not having any misplaced data thingy. Okay, for example, you put string. Can your user input value integer inside? Oh, cannot. Okay, so this is the full code. Okay, so if you see here, public class box generic key, where your private T content, public void set T content, this content equal to content. Okay, so when you run this one, they will automatically print out the value as 100. Okay, so later run it to you for the code. Okay, so if you look here, T, as I mentioned previously, it is a parameter that can be any letter A until Z. And then you can define it once and reuse the same logic for any of the type. Okay? So, let's try to run this code. Are you able to run this code, guys? Run the code. So does your output is equal to 100? Come on, guys. We have 100 slides to be run for today. So the one that being displayed when you run this code is displayed in console. So you prefer for it to display in the console, or you prefer it to display inside your apps? So just now, a lot of people are saying they prefer to display in console. So did you guys receive this kind of code? So my one is 42 because I already changed the value here. Set 42. If I set 2000, it will display 2000. Okay? Guys, do you have any questions here? Can we move on? You may snap the pictures first. I will give you some time for you to run later. Okay, so later, instead of you running the box generic integer, why not you try to change box generic string, where the set still set by 100, and tell me what would be your output. Okay? Instead of you are using integer, change it into the string. Okay, so next we're going to look at the bounded type generic class. Okay, so when we talk about bounded type, you will display what are the type being set to you. Okay, if you look at here, class box T extend numbers. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Public class test, public static void main, box integer, int box. New box 1, 2, 3. So when they display, they will display the type, which is java.lang.integer. Okay, they will display what would be set inside your code here. Okay, so sometimes we want to restrict the type that can be used inside your generic class. So that is why we refer to the bounded. We already restrict. We only want the integer. We only want the string. We only want floats to be displayed, to be used. Okay, so that's why you write your code like this. Okay, so did you try this code? Are you that fast to try my code? Oh no? Then all the best. If you type the code correctly, you will display it like this. This is your output. Okay, so next, we go for the next code. So, if you look at here, there will be difference between the previous code and the current code. What are the differences? What are the differences? So since it is extend numbers, okay, you look at the above, the public class number box, no value, T extend numbers. Okay, they already mentioned numbers, okay? So it only can accept the numbers and the subclasses which covered for the integer, double, float, long, that are valid only. If you put string, it will not allow you to display anything. Okay? So next, wildcard. So when we talk about wildcard, you would display different things based on what you have declared. Okay, this code is not the full code. Why? It is a long way for you to type the code later. Okay, so I will show you the generic code, the wildcard generic code. Okay, so this is the full code. inside this one, I only write it until public static void print list, right? But after that part, you have your public static void main, blah, 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 and so on, where you set your values to be printed. That's why the output would display like this, list of string, names, okay? List of integers, the values, the whole value. List of double, they will put the list of doubles. Why? Because I already put the value, I already assigned the value here. If you doesn't want this kind of values, you can change. Maybe you want to change Peter, for example. You want to change Kaising, okay? Or you want to put 1997, or you want to put 2005, you can change at the suitable placeholder. Okay? So, next. Okay, I forget to explain to you. If you saw my code just now, okay, we have a list. List is mean that you have a list of something that you didn't know, right? So that's why I put a value inside of it where it can accept any type of list. It can be list of string, it can be a list of double, it can be a list of integers. It depends what you declare. That's why we use a list. Okay, you know where I refer to the list? There, here. Here, this part. Print list, list. And then you have a question mark there, where you don't know what is it. So that's why you can call it later in the public static void main class below. Okay. So this is about the multiple type generic class. Just now it's about wildcard. You can put any type of data. But when we talk about multiple type generic class, it is the same class, but you can store key value pairs of any type. Okay, you can see pair, they put K, comma, V. It means that you can have two data in one line. Like just now, you can only store one data at one line, right? But this one, you can store two data at the same line. Okay, if you can see, private key, private K key, private V value. So you put the K, you put the V as a representation. And you call them inside your display when they want to display in the console. Okay? So, where does we use the display method? Inside your public static void main. That's why when you want to set the values, you set it this way. And then you display. Clear? Oh, do you want to see the code being executed? So this one is for the multiple class. Wait, the code is too many. Okay, so this is the code. Oh, sorry. So this is the code. This is the output. Okay? Don't worry, this code I will share in the Teams later. Okay? So next, this is the generics that you can see in the Java collections. You can have Aurelis, you can have HMap, you can have HSet and Q, where all of these things would be used in different purposes. Okay? So array is a type of storage, okay, where you store it in a dynamic array. They will have different dimension for array 1D, 2D, 3D. Okay. And the hash map, it is a key value mapping. When we talk about hash set, it is element storage. Q is a FIFO structure. For those who already taking your operating system, you know about FIFO. So FIFO is first in, first out. You have your calculation for this queuing system, correct? So it is the same thing when you implement inside object-oriented. So next, we go for the methods. Just now, I only show you the classes, right? So let's move on to the methods. So they show you the methods level generics, where it is the same method, but it works for any of the data type. Okay? So if you can see, public static key. Just now we put our public class T, right? But now it's public static key, where the methods, not the class. Can you see the differences? You put the T in the class, it means that it is a generic class. But when you put the T in the line of public static void, it is used for the methods. Okay? So, if you look at here, it would display the values as you say, like this. What if the value is string, square bracket, name, Puan, Akbar, Adnan? What it will be displayed? So the output would be displayed as Kuan, Akbar, and Adnan. Okay, so this is where you need to change here. If you want to put string, you put string. String, square brackets, name. Equal to curly braces, open quote, Kuan, comma, Akbar, comma, Adnan. So when you display, it will display like this, line by line. Okay? So let's see what will happen when we run this one. Wait, I need to add something. So guys, what do you think will be the output for this code? What do you think it will display for this code?
What?
Can you see?
Yes, miss.
Cannot.
Can see, miss.
Can. So what will be the output? What is your prediction? 1, 2, 3 going up or going down, to the right, to the left? Going down, 1, 2, 3, and then Java, OOP, Kwan, Akbar, Adnan. In the one sentence, or going down, going to the left, going to the up, going down. Okay, let's see whether your answer is correct or not. Who have the same prediction as this? Raise your hand. Who have the same? Okay, one Only one. Others? 2, 3. Okay. So I hope the others are not sleeping due to my voice. I'm not sure whether my voice is a lullaby for you to have a good night's sleep. Oh, sorry, it's not a night, it's an evening. Okay? So next, we go for the real world scenario. Okay, so when we talk about real world scenario, I take one system lah, which is your library system. So library, usually we will store a lot of media, right? For example, your books, CD, DVDs, what else? Your theses, your papers, your journals, your magazines, okay? So you can use a generic class to manage them efficiently. So here I cannot put the whole code, okay? But then I can show you what it will happen when I run the code. Okay, this is the main code. For example, if I change this one into okay, so for example, this is the book names. Okay, the value here is 404, server not found. And we try to write. So, in your expectation, in prediction, what does the value would be? What does the value would be? Wait. Let me change the view. Give me 2 minutes. Let me enlarge as the student inside Segi Subang can't see. They are staying away far from me. They're afraid I'm eating them alive. Okay, can you see the code now? So what will be the expected output, guys? Those in online? Chiliang, what is the expected output it will be displayed? Okay, so what will be the display, guys? So when we display, it will display it like this. Who get the same answer as me? Raise your hand. Two. We have 2, 3, Okay? So, good job, guys. It means you're learning something. Okay, so let's move forward as we already covered around how many slides already? I don't know. I don't even know. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We learn about concurrency and threads. Okay, concurrency is where you allow the multiple tasks being run simultaneously, making your program more and more responsive. For example, you download a file while updating a progress bar. You run your animation while processing your data. Okay, here, who have tried torrent download? Raise your hand. Torrent video download. Who have tried? Don't know what is torrent. Oh, it's sad. Torrent downloader. Oh, you guys is so good, eh? You don't use the torrent before. Torrent is not something that is good because you are downloading something. Okay, so if you want to know more about torrent, okay, you can Google. Okay, so here, if I can show you. Wait, I want to show you how does the torrent works. So, torrents is actually a software that download, for example, a videos. Maybe your video is 415 MB. For example, 415 MB. But it does not directly download 415 MB for you. They will cut the 415 MB into few pieces. Yes, they will cut it into few pieces and then they will download it together for each of the pieces. So the downloads would be finished at the same time and being compiled without having any corrupt file. Okay? So you can try and search for torrent downloader and you search using images. You can see a lot of the figures there. Okay? Wait, let me open the example of the images. Okay, so here, this is the sample, Uh-oh. So if you look at here, this is how does the torrent perform the downloads. They will separate it into few pieces and then they will download it together. That is what we said as parallel tasks. Concurrency. Okay? When you separate them into a few pieces, a smaller pieces, we know them as a threads. It's not a thread, it's a multiple threads. Okay? So, when we talk about thread, it is a lightweight process that run concurrently. A lots of threads run together at the same time. Okay? So, in threads, we are using two types. One we extend, one we implement. Okay? So, this is the sample code for extending your threads. Okay? So, let me show you how does the thread run. Yes, extending thread. So this is the sample of the code. Okay, if you can see. We will count the value. And then we will set the name as thread 1 and thread 2, where we already separate it into 2 threads. Okay? Where these 2 threads would be run at the same time, as you can see here. It will be faster. Okay? So next, we go for the explanation. Okay, so this one is implement runnable. So this implement runnable would be different a bit with your extend, okay? Is the implement, yeah, this one. Okay, just now we are using thread, right? But now we are using task. Okay, so let's see. If you see here, thread 1, step 1, thread task 2, step 1. They will run 2 tasks at the same time, running parallelly. Okay, clear? Hmm. Okay, next, we go for the differences. So, extending threads, we are not extending another class. But when we implement, we can extend another class. It means that inheritance can occur for implement runnable. But when we talk about reusability, it would be better if you use implementing, as you can inherit. Okay? But for OOP concept, we are using interface for implementation, implement runnable, and H set double for extend your thread. But for recommendation purposes, a demo system, you can use extend thread. But if a real world system, you need to use the implement runnable, because it allow you to inherit. Okay, just now I already mentioned to you, right? Real world project, it is much more complex, a lot of modules that you need to run at the same time. So it would be better if you can implement using implementing runnable instead of you are using a simple thread. Okay? So, do you know that your thread can be split and also join? Yeah, your thread can be split. Sleep mode. Okay, so what do you understand when we talk about thread sleep and join? Huh. Huh. Anyone want to try to explain? Your thread is sleep and then they join. Huh. So these two things is actually very important, but then it is confusing. Okay, so usually when we talk about thread sleep, it means that they give the instruction towards your thread to have a pause about your thread for a few range of times. Okay, it means that, okay, relax, thread A, you relax first, let the other thread to go. Okay, after you let your thread to sleep, you need to call them back. Hello guys, please be awake. You already sleep for 4,000 seconds, for example. So you are using the join words. Okay? Clear guys? Clear or not clear? Okay, how do we know that whether your thread is sleeping or not? Huh. So let's see on the thread sleeping and join. Okay, you look here. Your thread is running, but then here they mention thread need to sleep for 500 milliseconds. After you sleep, after you done your sleeping, please wake up. So when you want them to wake up, you need to ask them to join. Okay? So let me show you another code. Okay, let's see this one. This one is the thread sample. They are running. Huh, but what happened to this one? They have no output. Huh, why we have no? Anyone know? Who? Guys, those in online. So, if it happens like this, it means that your threads never, ever run. They did not run. Okay? So, you need to change the code a little bit. Sorry, my line is so slow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's see, this one is runnable code. So as you can see, if you let them to sleep, it will sleep. Just now they will run together, right? You look here, they are not running together. Just now is thread 1 running step 1, thread 2 running step 1, right? Thread 3 running step 1. But now if you ask them to sleep, they will sleep. So you can see that this is the thread 1 running all the 3 steps first. And then they will ask the second thread to wake up. Hello, bangun. And join the call. Okay. So you can see the difference here. Okay. I know my class is boring. Bear with me. I need to finish it for your test next week. Okay, so next, thread synchronization. When we talk about synchronize, it means that they are using the keyword to ensure one thread can be modified, the variables only at one time. Okay, so let's see about the thread synchronizations. What will happen? Are there going to be a fish? Fish. Okay, so this one is the sample code about a counter. Okay, so it will display the values incrementation. So they will start with the thread 2 first, and then they will do the thread 1, the thread 3. So each of the threads, when they done, they will synchronize. Okay, synchronize, so let everybody know. Oh, so now you already run 100. The second one is already 200. The third one is only 300. So the final count will be 3,000, for example. Okay, so they will do the synchronization to inform you. I already done my job. So now it's your turn. Do your job. Finish whatever you need. So the last one, they shall know. Oh, actually, they already done part A, already done part D. But part C and B haven't done yet. So we need to do it. Okay? It's like that. So next. This is about the GUI programming with OOP just now. All of you said you prefer about console, right? Out of sudden now you didn't agree with me. Okay, so graphical UI is stand for graphical user interface, where everything is already in a visualization mode. You already saw the pictures, you can click the button, you can, what can you do? Just cross this one, just press this button, press that button, easy your life. If not, you need to run the code, just like what I did just now, right? So it actually helps the user that is a normal user, not a developer, not a programmer, to interact with the code. But they encapsulate the code inside a button, a text boxes, the menus. Okay. So in Java, we have few frameworks. Okay. But the popular one is Swing or Java FX. Okay. But currently in Eclipse, I suggest we focus more on Swing. Swing here is not the one that you play at the playground. This is the swing name for the graphical user interface. Okay. So this is have a plugin. Okay, they have a plugin. Okay, so you need to install the plugin inside your Eclipse so that you are not burdened to type the code one by one and you cannot see the display of your UI. Okay, so how you download it? You need to go to the window builder in the Eclipse website. You type window builder and then you go to the installation. Okay, let me open. Okay, so this is already the website. Okay, so when you click on the window builder, they will let you to download. You click the download, they will ask you to choose this one, either three of this. Okay, and then you already open your Eclipse, right? Open your Eclipse, click on help. Click on help and then click on install new software. Okay, you saw this install here, right? In the web page, right? You just drag this one into your Eclipse, the one that you already opened in help just now. Okay? Drag and then tick all of the window builders thingy. So, once you already install, they will ask you to restart. Okay? Once you restart, I will show you the next step. What can you do? Okay? So, beside you are drawing a window application, there are also few basic swing components that you need to know. Windows, button, label, and text field. Oh, sorry. I didn't display, is it? So this is the basic swing components. Window is for J frame, button is for J button, label for J label, and text for J text field. All of them will be used for different purposes. Okay? Clear? So far, do you have any questions? Yes or no? Guys, do you have any questions?
No, Miss.
Confirm, eh? Okay, so let's go to the next page. I want all of you to try and type this code. But before that, please do install the window builder first inside your Eclipse. Install your UI, your window builders inside your Eclipse. How many of you cannot?
这里面，
对了，
然后，哦，再 install new software，然后这个移过来是
嗯，
这个吗？这个以前啊，然后等下分成 not fine，
Okay, done everyone? Installing your window builder.
学校网太慢了，是
Try the other one. If you cannot find, you try to go to the marketplace. Inside help also, go to the Eclipse marketplace. Yeah. It can be downloaded because my one is functionable. Window builder. Type. So any of you have issues, raise your hand.
有人到啊，有人到，我给那个人都报，对啊，他不能，跟我后面这样不能不能，不然的话我今天会不能， 这个 foundation 放一锅，然后做到包。哦，这个地方好用。我是讲这个东西不好用，这边 P 啊，再用，这给我一个北京票，北京票这个你给两个人一个啊，小一点，那个，
Try to get the nightly latest. They will display downstairs. Choose the nightly latest. They got difference, eh? The three links there. Can? Cannot, guys. Still cannot.
我觉得那个像给那个我也应该是我我5000多块也就，一下子丢了，对，哎呀妈，
I don't know.
都是我了，都是我，反正每个人都是，对，然后就，
Okay, how many of you cannot download? Raise your hand. Click on the download there and then drag the link. Try drag. Can?
好像是啊，对，那他过了，他过了，讲点，
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of you still cannot.
对呀，我跟他讲，他要他。
Nah, you tolong dia buat.
这个电脑呢，这个好，如果这样我想看，
Nikki? Cannot Still cannot, is it?
你开这个，开这个
Trying. Xiaen, are you okay? Yeah, if cannot try the first one, you can try the other two links. Ah,
不是1.21是最新的，
can try.
走得到啊，是加进来有啦，都在肯定啊，刚刚这个都是走得出来。
Copy the one that you share to runnable one. Your friend here cannot copy and give it to me in the WhatsApp group. Wait,
没有这种东西，没有这种。
yeah, it can be the first one, the second one, or the third one. Okay? You can try all of them, but it's the same thing, window builder. Kalau dah siap, dia suruh you restart. Restart, bro, restart.
那我问经理那边有没有大？可是有点，可是那
This in the lecture group one, the OD lecture group. So guys, one of the student will share you the link. Okay, try to use the link, copy it and paste it inside.
叫我带，我不用你带啊。
Who said? You one haven't done yet. Still downloading.
对。
Edison, are you okay? Not found? Oh my god. Wait, all of you inside the lecture group, right? WhatsApp lecture group, right? Okay, try to drag it inside into your group. Sorry, not into your group, inside your Eclipse in the in the install software one. And then tick everything. Okay, if you're downloading, wait, if you look downstairs, not downstairs lah, if you look down on the right corner, you will see it will be installing the software. Okay, once you done installing, they will ask you to restart and just restart. I can't hear you, Edison. Are you talking to me? Edison? Talking to me, is it? Nikki, are you done? Is it okay? Downloadable? Not yet. Okay. So that's why I said today is going to be a long run. Type the code that I share in front first. Type the code that I shared in front. Chiliang, are you okay? Surviving? Or you want to collapse already?
对呀，是我以后不知道加把 X 中吗？你看在他的，你看他那么好的电脑给我，OK 啊，就是前面有要我每些东西上面是 Java X link is wait it's not accessible. Jangan.
Cuba you habiskan type code dulu.
Jual.
Import Java Swing tu, import tu huruf besar ke huruf kecil?
我自己打，我快点要，然后我开始我发面试，你哥看我看有，没错，绝对是，对对对，跟我这个没关系。 哦，也没有被，没有被啊，改了，你的好，那边都错了哦，是对错不对？
Nah lah, this is the real code. Ayo.
我那里错嘛，我这里，这都是对的，那个，啊，那个不知这种
There's supposed to be no issues if you successfully download the window builder. Chiriang, Yuming? Okay. Yuming? Nikki? Hinzo? Are you guys okay? Yishan?
I'm done installing, miss.
Oh, done installing. Okay, done. If you're done installing, type the code here.
可以啊，这可以啊，
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 我很热情的，我知道了，人家这个发出去，还是我你我，你看那里的，他们在有里头，
Okay. Once you done typing your code, where is my window here. Okay, right click on your classes that you already done typing. Right click, open with window builder. Okay, if you open, you're going to see a design downstairs, a design here. Click this, and it will open a design window for you.
你
I'm not responding. Okay, so once you're done typing, save it. Right click, open with window builder.
在前面这个部分，
JFrame,
这样子，
you.
这个不是不好，
So import javax.swing.star semicolon public class my window open braces public static void main open bracket string square bracket open and close args close bracket open curly braces JFrame is not square bracket here JFrame and then J label. I have to shut down my Eclipse. It's hang. Are you guys okay? Those online? Okay, guys. So once you done type them, okay. Once you done typing them, you try to run. There will be an error, right? So the error would ask you about J frame and also J label. So you need to import using swing. How many of you done and successfully run? Raise your hand. Nama kelas pun salah. Kau nak kena rotan ke dengan aku? Import Java ni siapa yang ajar you buka curly braces? Look. Rotan je sekejap lagi. Oh, betul ke you susun? Rotan je sekejap lagi. Betul tak? Betul ke? Salah tu. Okay. Are you successful? How many of you did not successful? Raise your hand. Mana you punya package? Sini mana week 5 you? Package week 5 you mana? Oh. 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 Pernah kena rotan tak? Nak kena rotan tak? Ish. Apa yang salah accessible? Oh. Salah buat ni kot. Try. So, okay je.
Cái rồi em cái rồi
Guys, online? Those in online, are you okay? Okay, so right click on your My Window, open with Window Builder Editor. Supposed to be, it will display like this. When you open, you click on the design down here, you will see this. So now I want you to change. Instead of writing, what is this? Change into hello, put your name. Hello and put your name. Inside your source code, hello, put your name. Change the J label. Hello Java GUI, change it. Hello, your name. And then you try to run and see what will happen.
Choose what's in constants.
You type pun salah. Swing big S, C big C. True is all small letter. Center is a big center.
OOD.
Here. Hmm. Change hello and put your name.
This
Hello. Small letter. True small letter. Run.
two
Set visible big B.
cái đấy à
Run.
ok cái này em tính
Okay. Mana package you? Package you punya nama mana? Ni salah ni. Package you tak ada nama ni. Sebab tu tak boleh run. You tengok You buat kelas. Contoh you letak. Window 2 kan. Tengok ni. Mana ni? Mana package you? Tu. Elok je. Okay. Done. So that is how you can try to design your own design. Okay, so let's see. Let's continue to the next page. So this one is add button with events. Okay, add button with events. When I run my code, okay, so this is my code. Okay, so when I run this one, it will display this. Okay, you look here, no click, click me. Button is click. Okay, then you cross it. So this is when we involve buttons. Okay, so next, this is when we combine between GUI and threads. Okay, so GUI and threads, it will running this way. Okay, so it will run this way. Okay, it will show you the process. Okay, this is GUI and thread. Next is the OOP with GUI. Object oriented with your graphical user interface. Okay, so if you look at here, you right click, open with window builder. You're going to see a design, you open this design, they will have this kind of view. Okay, this kind of view will help you easy your life where you can drag and drop the buttons, where you can group your layouts. Here, this is your palette. Even you can change the colors also. You see, when I click the button, they will jump to which code, the button handle. This one you click the button. You see, it will jump inside. They will show you button.action listener. So that is the line of the code. Okay? So try to run. So this one, it's written ready. You click me, it will change. Click. Okay? So besides this, you also can add sound. You can add pictures inside your graphical user interface. Don't look so shocked. Relax. It's just a simple thingy. Okay? So far, do you have anything else you want to ask me? Do you have anything else you want to ask me, guys? Hello? Those in online, do you hear me? Guys, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes? Sure? So, so far for today chapters, do you find it is hard for you? So far, do you have any questions? Guys? Okay, so I want you guys to try add a button inside the one that you do the last one, the last code OOP with GUI one. Okay, later I want you to try and add a button into it and see whether you can add or not. Hello? Do you guys hear me?
Yes, Miss.
So I want you to try and I want to see now. Okay, so I have one more thing to show to you. Beside you are doing that way, we also can have another thing to be done. Okay? Wait, let me import the project first. That code cannot be opened. But later I will share you the code where I want you to try to fetch the information and put into the display. Okay? So far, those who are downloading just now, do you have any issues? Okay, so this would be one of your tutorial for today. Okay, where I want you to try, select first thing first is you need to base on the drop down here and check does the data that being passed into the column is correct or not. Okay, and then does the output is correct or not. So the output need to be displayed here. The code need to be displayed here. Okay? So, the code, wait, let me change this display. Okay guys, can all of you see the same screen here? Okay, so look at here. This tutorial I will provide to you. Okay? But then the one that have answers, I would not share to you as you need to try by your own. Okay? Here, if you open the code that have errors, like this one have errors. When you run it, okay, like this, it would not have any problem, would not have any errors. But when you choose there would display a lot of error. Okay, so you need to read the errors properly, and you have to pass the code into this text box, and the output must be displayed here. Okay, so if you run them correctly, it will display this kind of output. All of the code is here. They will prompt you values, and it will display the output here. So this is what we said as display using GUI. In here, you actually will learn how to pass your value properly. Okay, so this tutorial actually you need to check, does the file being renamed correctly? Does the file that being inserted as the name here is correct? If not correct, you need to fix them. Okay, clear enough everyone? Guys, do you clear enough? Those in online. Those in online.
Clear.
Clear, eh? So this is an example. Okay. You also can add. Okay, you also can add any of the coding that you want in to test your power, whether you are really understand the code or not. You can add on into this class. Okay? So far, are you okay? If you are okay, I will let you go now. So since there is no questions, thank you. See you when I shall see you. Bye-bye.